optimism and hope for the common denominator of over 80 ethnicity, a country with 3,000 years of glorious history and culture, mother of freedom. Ethiopia.
Welcome to Ethiopia Today. Our today's presentation covers the following topics. Erdogan blasts the West and the U.S. on Ukraine crisis. Comoros, Morocco and Tunisia to bolster cooperation with Ethiopia. EU lauds Ethiopian outstanding performance amid COVID-19 challenges. Africa welcomes China's help to bolster exports. Sudan pro-democracy group denounces UN mediation efforts. Details are presented as follows.
Erdogan blasts the West and the U.S. on Ukraine crisis. Neither the United States nor other Western countries had not contributed to solving the crisis between Russia and Ukraine, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said on Friday. Unfortunately, the West has not contributed to the solution of this issue until now. I can only tell that they are creating difficulties, Erdogan was quoted as saying by the semi-official Anadolu agency. Even the U.S. could not achieve any progress to thaw the tension, Erdogan noted. Erdogan's remarks came after he held talks with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Thursday in the Ukrainian capital Kiev, where he proposed to mediate between Ukraine and Russia. Turkey wants to bring together Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky to discuss the problem, he said. On Thursday, the Turkish president attended the 10th High-Level Strategic Cooperation Council meeting between Ukraine and Turkey. Erdogan said he attached significance to his planned meeting with Russian President Putin regarding the crisis. Comoros, Morocco and Tunisia to bolster cooperation with Ethiopia. Foreign ministers of Comoros, Morocco, and Tunisia have expressed their readiness to further bolster their bilateral cooperation with Ethiopia. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Demeke Mekonnen met Thursday with the three countries' foreign ministers on the sideline event of the 40th Ordinary Session of the African Union AU Executive Council to discuss bilateral issues, according to the Ethiopian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Demeke has discussed issues of common concerns and continental issues with his counterparts from Comoros, Morocco, and Tunisia in separate meetings. The spokesperson of Ministry of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Dina Mufti, who attended the sideline meeting, told journalists that the three countries are eager to further consolidate their respective bilateral ties with Ethiopia. Ethiopia wants to boost its relations with Morocco through agriculture, tourism, and technological sectors. Furthermore, the two countries have agreed with the operationalization of the Common Commission that they have already established previously. Ethiopia is also keen to work with both Morocco and Tunisia, particularly with regard to Grand Ethiopian Renaissance's dam gird. Ambassador Dina recalled that Tunisia and Morocco had a misunderstanding concept on the issue of the gird that was reflected when cited to Sudan during the Arab League summit held last year. Nevertheless, now Morocco and Tunisia are ready to correct their wrong understanding by further strengthening the relations with Ethiopia. Ethiopia and Morocco have also reached an agreement to correct the one-sided report of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights to investigate the human rights violations and abuses in Afar and Amhara states. The EU lauds Ethiopian outstanding performance amid COVID-19 challenges. African Union and EU Infrastructure and Energy Commission has given thumbs up to the Ethiopian Airlines for its success stories despite various challenges related to the global pandemic COVID-19. The Infrastructure and Energy Commissioner Dr. Amani Abu Zadi told the Ethiopian Herald that overcoming various challenges, the airlines has been doing a lot of effective works during the COVID-19 pandemic. The outbreak of COVID-19 has forced many African countries either to suspend or reduce their airline services, while Ethiopian Airlines, using its experience and skills, overwhelmed the challenges and problems it faces, she added. The African Union has so far provided support to harmonize the COVID-19 challenges on African airlines with various stakeholders since COVID-19 has significantly reduced flights due to the high cost of COVID-19 testing, screening, vaccination, and related services at airports. Ethiopian Airlines was facing a crisis like any other African airlines. Nevertheless, the airline has been working to tackle the problem differently from other airlines. Consequently, the airline has been able to prove its strength by turning the challenges it faces into opportunities. According to the commissioner, the airline still needs to work harder to carry out continental flights, transport the people of the continent, and work to increase the flow of tourists. Africa welcomes China's help to bolster exports. Africa welcomes the generous offer China is set to provide members of the African Union to help augment exports in the coming years, a senior official has said. Wamko Mean, the Secretary-General of the African Continental Free Trade Area of FTA, told Xinhua that Africa welcomes China's investments and trade partnership based on mutual benefits. We welcome the generous offer of China to boost Africa's export capacity. Individual countries and regions' capacity to export to China is improving day by day, Min said at the sidelines of the 35th AU Summit. Min mentioned China's efforts to build a green channel for African agricultural exports and expand zero-tariff treatment for products imported from Africa in a bid to import products worth $300 billion from Africa in the next 3 years. Regarding the establishment of the China-Africa Industrial Park, Min expressed hope that the park will expand the African market. The industrial park is to be fully considered with the support of our partners with China. We will have to look at what products, which areas and services are including the industrial park and integrated AFTA market, he said. Min said increasing African exports to China would benefit Africa's industrialization. African leaders are meeting in the flesh for the first time since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic at the 35th AU Summit, which is currently underway and ends on Sunday at the headquarters of the AU in Addis Ababa. Sudan pro-democracy group denounces UN mediation efforts. Sudan's leading pro-democracy group lashed out at the United Nations on Friday, accusing it of failing to safeguard the country's transition to democracy and being soft on the generals who led last year's military coup. The Sudanese Professionals Association, which led dozens of protests since the military takeover in October, once again rejected an initiative by the UN mission in Sudan aimed at bringing civilians and the military to the negotiating table. Your mission has failed to explicitly condemn the coup, the group said in a statement. All your mission's moves implied a recognition of the coup authorities. The coup upended Sudan's transition to democracy after 3 decades of repression and international isolation under autocratic President Omar al-Bashir. The African nation has been on a fragile path to democracy since a popular uprising forced the military to remove al-Bashir and his Islamist government in April 2019. The upheaval in Sudan worsened last month following the resignation of Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok, who was the civilian face of the transitional government over the past 2 years. The Prime Minister, who was ousted in the October coup only to be reinstated a month later under heavy international pressure, but stepped down on January 2nd after his efforts to reach a compromise failed. Friday's statement came as the UN mission continued its consultations to find a way out of the ongoing crisis. By including the coup perpetrators, your consultations contradict the aspirations of the Sudanese people in a flagrant way, the SPA said, addressing Volker Perthes, head of the UN Integrated Transition Assistance Mission in Sudan. In the same statement, the SPA reiterated its opposition to any new talks or partnerships with the military. The group has insisted that the military must withdraw from politics and allow a fully civilian government to lead the transition. Since the coup, at least 79 people have been killed and hundreds of others wounded in a widely condemned crackdown on protests, according to the Sudan Doctors Committee, a medical group tracking casualties among protesters. There were also mass arrests of activists leading the anti-coup protest and allegations of sexual violence, including rape and gang rape, in a December 19th protest in Khartoum, according to the UN.
Thanks for staying with us. If you enjoyed our presentation, give us a like and share to your social contacts. And also don't forget to subscribe and tap on the notification bell if this is your first time. Please also check on our collection of favorites on the description section below. See you on our next video. Many thanks. May God bless Ethiopia and its people.
optimism and hope for the common denominator of over 80 ethnicity, a country with 3,000 years of glorious history and culture, mother of freedom. Ethiopia